In the summer of 1858, the most powerful city on earth was brought to its knees. Not by war, not by fire, not by plague, but by a smell. A stench so violent that lawmakers fled Parliament. A smell that made people vomit in the streets. A smell so deadly, doctors believed it could kill you just by breathing it. London called it the Great Stink, and it almost collapsed the British Empire. Victorian London was the heart of civilization, industry, science, empire. But beneath the cobblestones, something monstrous was growing. There was no modern sewage system. Human waste, slaughterhouse runoff, rotting animals, industrial chemicals. All of it was dumped directly into the River Thames. The same river London drank from. The same river children swam in. The same river used to wash clothes and bodies. For decades, people noticed the smell. But in 1858, nature turned the city into a trap. That summer was one of the hottest on record. The Thames shrank. The water slowed. And the river became a thick, black, bubbling soup of human filth. The heat activated decades of waste. The smell exploded. Eyewitnesses described it as like rotting flesh mixed with chemicals. An invisible fog of death. Something that crawled into your lungs. People stuffed handkerchiefs with perfume and pressed them to their faces. Doctors soaked masks in vinegar. Businesses shut down. But the worst part? The government couldn't escape. The Houses of Parliament sat directly beside the Thames. When the stench hit, lawmakers panicked. Curtains were soaked in chemicals. Windows were sealed shut. Meetings were cancelled. Some members physically collapsed. One official reportedly said, "We are being poisoned by our own city." At the time, most doctors believed disease came from bad air. Miasma. They thought the smell itself was lethal. And they weren't entirely wrong. Because while the smell didn't kill directly, something else did. London was already suffering waves of cholera. Thousands had died. Most people believed cholera floated through the air. One man disagreed. A quiet physician named John Snow claimed the disease came from contaminated water. He was mocked, ignored, until the Great Stink made denial impossible. The river wasn't just disgusting. It was killing the city from the inside. Faced with national collapse, Parliament did something radical. They approved one of the largest engineering projects in human history, immediately. Engineer Joseph Bazalgette was given emergency powers. He designed a massive underground sewer system. Miles of brick tunnels, pumping stations, embankments to reroute waste away from drinking water. Construction began while people were still getting sick. London became a city digging itself out of its own grave. When the system was completed, cholera cases collapsed. The smell vanished. London survived. Bazalgette's sewers still operate today. Historians estimate they have saved millions of lives. All because a city was finally forced to confront what it refused to see. The Great Stink wasn't just about sewage. It was about human arrogance. A civilization advanced enough to rule the world, but unable to manage its own waste. Sometimes history doesn't end in explosions. Sometimes it ends in silence. When the smell finally goes away, and no one ever wants to talk about it again. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.